afternoon, students. Good afternoon, students. Today we are going to learn the study of the continent of South America. As we have studied, there are 7 continents of the world. That is Asia, Africa, Australia, America, North America, South America, Antarctica. Okay, so the smallest continent is Australia and the largest continent is Asia. Now let us study which are in detail the continent of South America. As you have studied in the previous lesson, chapter number 6, this study of the continent of North America. Let us read the facts and figures. The major mountains, that is Andes, major desert is Atacama Desert, largest lake is Maracaibo, highest peak is Mount Aconcagua, longest river is Amazon River, that is about 6,400 kilometers. The chief minerals and fuels found over there is iron ore, copper, tin, silver, emerald, petrol. And the chief crops, that is the main crops grown over there, which are found in plenty, that is maize, wheat, rice, cassava. Cassava is a root vegetable like type of this, which is found in Mexico. Coffee, sugarcane, bananas, etc. Now, chief cities, that is Sao Paulo, Bogota, Lima, Rio de Janeiro, Santiago, Caracas, and Quito. Now, let us read about South America in detail. South America has the largest mountain system, that is the Andes. The greater river found over there in South America is the Amazon River. It is surrounded with rainforest area, the largest under the rainforest areas in the world. Now, Amazon River is surrounded with the rainforest areas, and in Carabobo in Africa, the river Carabobo in Africa, rainforest, these two are the highest rainforest areas. The Europeans came to know about the continent in 1498 when Christopher Columbus reached the mouth of the river Orinoco. It is now known as Venezuela. Soon the Native Americans, Indians, were subdued and the whole continent was colonized by the Spain and the Portuguese. Colonial rule lasted for about 3,000 years, and the custom, languages, religions of the Spain and Portuguese are deeply rooted in South America. That is the reason the colonialism rules were being followed. So that is the reason mainly Spain and Portugal followed for 300 years the colonial rule and their customs and religion. South America, Central America, Mexico and the Caribbean islands together form the Latin America. So if you read across, you can first question if you want to write, note down, that is what is Latin America. So merging of the 4 places, that is South America, Central America, Mexico and the Caribbean islands together is known as Latin America. The early European settlers in South America came from the southern Europe. They used languages such as French, Spanish, Portuguese and Italian, which were derived. Derived means a word which has come from, which is come from the beginning or which has started from these ancient language, Latin. Ancient means old word. The meaning of ancient is old. These languages are still common in South and Central America. So these languages are found in South America and Central America. That is why region is called as Latin America. If you have, when you come across this paragraph, it can come for a good reason also why, or a question that why is this region called as Latin America. Most of the South America lies in the southern hemisphere. South America is linked to the North America through the Isthmus of Panama, the Panama Canal of Isthmus links the Atlantic Ocean and the Pacific Ocean. These 2 oceans are linked with the Panama Canal. Okay. Now, if you see the second feature, that it looks like a triangle and it has an apex. Apex is the highest part or the pointing at the tip. The highest part of something is called as apex. Is marked by Cape Horn. Now let us study about the physical features of South America. If you see into the map on page number, the figure 7.1, that is on page number 62, you can go through the map and you can, when you read across the paragraph, reading, you can go through the map and refer where these places are, where the rivers, where the mountains are. The most striking feature is the wall mountains to the west, that is the Andes. This is the major mountain found in South America. Several plateaus are enclosed by the ranges. What are ranges? Ranges are the upper limit and the lower limit. The area of a variation where there is upper limit and the lower limit of a particular scale. Now, the meaning of several is many. The other physical features, that is the highlands and the plateaus. To the east part, you find the plateaus and highlands, and the central plains and the coastal plains. So the other physical features are the highlands, the plateaus, coastal area, coastal plains and central plains. Now let us study about detail about the Andes. On the western side of the continent of the Caribbean Sea to the southernmost tip are the Andes. If you go to the page number 7.1, at the topmost only there is, you can find a Andes mountain. Andes is a series of parallel ranges. Now parallel is, the meaning of parallel means two lines which do not intersect each other. They do not join each other. They are like the two sides of the river. These are the second only to the Himalayas in height. The highest peak, now please underline this line, the highest peak of the Andes is Mount Aconcagua. That is having a height of 6,960 meters, and Chimpanzoro, that is 6,310, and Cotopaxi, that is having a height of 5,897. These are the another important peaks which are found over there. These peaks are so high that despite of being close to the equator, they are always covered with snow. So they are near to the equator, that is 0 degrees Celsius. Places near the equator are generally hot as they lie in the torrid zone. Now, the equator lies in the first zone. There are three types of zone: torrid zone, temperate zone and frigid zone. So the equator, near to the equator lies the torrid zone. Now, Cotopaxi is actually a volcanic peak. It is the highest active volcanoes in the world. So volcanic peak is there, and the active mountain is mountains is found. Volcanoes are found in this. There are several other volcanic peaks in this region of frequent volcanic eruptions and earthquakes. So these are the natural disasters that that is earthquake and volcanic eruptions are natural disasters. The Andes are the young cold mountains. There are two types of mountains: young cold mountains and old cold mountains. So Andes comes in the young cold mountains. The Andes has three main parallel ranges. The first ranges are very close to each other to some point and then they separate. The second feature you can say, between these ranges lie the high plateaus. The plateaus covering the Bolivia and the southeastern Peru, known as Altiplano. It is the largest of these. Its average height is about 3,600 meters above the sea level. So it is, the average height of it is 3,650 and it is the largest of these. Lake Titicaca is one of the highest lakes in this world and is situated in this plateau region. Now, first of all, the height you need to mention, you can write about it, and then the highest lake that is found is, you can underline that as a name the following also and as an important feature also. At the border between the Peru and the Bolivia. It is the one of the largest lakes of South America. Now coming to the first, we studied about the detail about the Andes. Now let us study about the detail about the Eastern Highlands. The eastern part of South America has three major lands, that is Guiana Highlands, Brazilian Highlands and Patagonia. Now in that, let us study about detail about the each highlands in detail. the Angel Falls is the largest, highest waterfall in the Guiana Highlands in the north. So Guiana Highlands, if you go through the physical map, you can find out, and it's towards the northern area, and in that Angel Falls, if you find, that is the highest waterfall. Now the blue color which is marked in the index, that is the rivers and the water bodies, if you go through the physical. The falls are on the branch of the river Caroni, a tributary to the river Orinoco in the southeastern Venezuela. The level height of the Angel Fall is 979 meters. So in that you have found out the height of it and the rivers and its tributary about the Guiana Highlands. Now let us study about the Brazilian Highlands. Covers a larger area and have a higher average elevation. Elevation means the height of it. Then the Guiana Highlands. So it is higher than the Guiana Highlands. Like the Deccan Plateaus in India, these highlands consist of cold, hard rocks. The edges along the coast are very sharp and have some peaks of height of about 2000 meters. So it has a height about 2000 meters or more. The São Francisco and the Paraná are the two large river bodies which flows across these plateaus. So these two large rivers flow across these plateaus, that is the Brazilian highlands. In the Brazilian highlands, these plateaus, they are the large, where there is large river flows. Now let us study the third highland, that is Patagonia. It is in the southern Argentina, and it is adjacent to the Andes, that is the highest major mountain. It is a plateau sloping gently towards the Atlantic Ocean, and much of this Patagonia is in the temperate desert area. So it lies in the temperate zone and it is having a temperate desert. Now coming to these Eastern Highlands, so we studied about the three types of major highlands. So you have to read each highland and find out each features and write in a tabular form about it. Now coming to the Central Plains, the third main part of the lesson, that is the Central Plain. It consists of large river basins between the Andes and the highlands to the east. The largest basin is that to the Amazon, which rises in the Andes and flows to the Atlantic Ocean over a distance of about 6,400 kilometers. So the largest basin in the Amazon, which rises from the Andes and flows to the Atlantic Ocean, and it is covering a distance about 6,400 meters. It is navigable for about 3,700 kilometers from its mouth. Navigable means movable or easily can be found, or which can be easily moved, you can say navigate. The river is very wide and deep. So the another feature too is that it is very wide and deep. Now let us study about the Amazon River, which is the largest river in South America. It is the largest river in the world in the terms of the volume of water carried. Now, as I told you initially only, that it is the largest river, and the second is found in Africa. As the climate of the Amazon basin is hot, humid and very wet throughout the year. So the region is covered with dense evergreen forest. What do you mean by evergreen forest? Where there are ample of trees grown and the forest is covered with trees, and they are known as evergreen forest, called as tropical rainforest. Rainforest means the area which is having plenty of rains and ample of trees grown up. Such forests are called as selvas. Now, selvas, the areas which are having evergreen trees, evergreen forest and tropical rainforest, they are known as selvas. These forests have several layers of vegetation. Here, thousands of species comes in animals like kind. What kinds of species means kinds of trees like silk, cotton, wine, rubber, palms and hardwoods grow so thickly that almost no sunlight reaches the ground. So it's having a unique feature, that is, even though there is no sunlight reaching, these species are grown, that is silk, cotton, wild rubber and palm and hardwoods. Shade tolerant mosses and ferns grow up on the damp ground, damp ground and on the trunks and the branches of the trees. Thick woody vines are called as lianas, climb up to the tall trees. So the woody vines, now vines like, if you see the grapevine, it grows like it's a climber plant like, and it's a, the grapevines are known as vineyards. So like that, thick woody vines are known as lianas that climb up to the tall trees. Now in the northern part of the continent is the basin of the Orinoco, which too originates in the Andes and flows into the Atlantic Ocean. The Orinoco basin is separated from the Amazon basin by the Guiana Highlands and the Orinoco basin. So the Orinoco basin is separated by the Amazon basin and the Guiana Highlands, which we have studied about in the Eastern Highlands, the 3 types of highlands. In that Guiana Highlands we have studied, so it separates that from the Amazon basin is separated by the Guiana Highlands. The Orinoco basin, it has a drier climate than the Amazon basin. So the first basin which we studied, that is Amazon basin. Now the second is that it is drier than the Orinoco basin and it has a drier climate and has tropical grasslands called as llanos. Similarly, grasslands called as campos are found between the Amazon basin and the Brazilian highlands. So we find that similar. So what do you mean by similar? That is same kind of grasslands are found, called as campos, are also found in the Amazon basin and the Brazilian highlands. To the southwest of the Brazilian highlands is another part of important river basin, that is the Parana-Uruguaya basin. So the important river basin in the Brazilian highlands is another, that is Parana and the Uruguaya basin. It is formed by the river Parana, Paraguay and Uruguay. So these 3 together form the important found in the important Brazilian highlands. The Paraguay in the Parana is the main tributary. The waters of these 3 rivers, so these 3 rivers empty into an expanse of water called as Rio da la Plata, which means river of silver. So it is known as these 3 tributaries, that is Parana, Paraguay and together empty into an expanse water body. So that is the reason they are known as Rio de la Plata, which means the river of silver. The western part of the Parana-Uruguay basin is also called as Gran Chaco. To the south and the east is the Gran Chaco. They are the temperate grasslands called as pampas. Now let us learn the last feature, that is the coastal plains. The coastal plains along the Pacific Ocean are very long, narrow or almost absent because of the steep slopes on the western side of the Andes. You can mark this as a given reason, that it is the coastal plains along the Pacific Ocean has a very narrow and almost absent because of the steep slope. The main reason is that they have steep slopes on the western side of the Andes major mountain. If you go to the physical features and you see the Andes mountain and find out, you can find the coastal. Now what are coastal plains? Plains are good, plain areas are good for agricultural reasons. Now narrow coastal plains are found in the patches in central Chile, Peru, Ecuador and Colombia, along with the Pacific coast to the southern Peru and the northern Chile, is very dry region known as the Atacama Desert. In the north and the east of the continent, the coastal plains are wider. So as we saw in the previous one, the narrow coastal areas are found in the central part. And here, after that you find that in the north and the eastern part, the coastal plains are wider, especially near the river deltas. Okay, deltas are the opening of the river tributary of the river. Of the north of the Guiana Highlands and to the northeast and the south of the Brazilian Highlands. Now, about the resources. So now physical features, in that we have studied main 4 parts, that is the Andes major mountain. Then we studied in detail about the eastern highlands, the central plains and the coastal plains. Now let us study about the resources and the utilization. South America is very rich in natural resources. It has a dense forest which are abound in wildlife and yield timber. Timber is the wood and other valuable products. South America's extensive grasslands is found with fertile soils and abundant water are suitable for growing crops and rearing animals. Rearing means farming animals, or you can say cattle on the farm. The continent has a large deposit of minerals. Now minerals are found under the earth's crust. Okay, and where ample of minerals are found in South America. As mentioned in the first fact, figure and fact, we have mentioned that which minerals are found. That is the iron ore, copper, tin, silver, emerald and petroleum are found in abundant over there in South America. However, these resources have not been fully utilized because of dense forest, steep mountains and lack of adequate means of transport and skilled manpower. So they do not have proper skilled manpower. Now let us learn about the first of the resources, that is agriculture. Now in India, agriculture is the main primary occupation. As you know that it has been from long ancient time that agriculture, when man started settling also, agriculture was the main reason of settling, which helped people to settle down. A large part of South America comprises mountains, plateaus and forests. Fertile soils are suitable for cultivation. Cultivation means growing of crops, are found in less than 10% of the total area, mostly in the river basin, that is the coastal regions and the grasslands. Now maize, that is the corn. Another name for maize is corn. Wheat and rice are the major crops of South America. If in a question for map, if I say mention any major crops of South America, so you can mention any 3 crops. If I ask you which are the 3 crops, major crops grown in South America, you can say maize, wheat and rice. Now next, wheat is grown in the cool and temperate grasslands. So for cultivation of wheat you require cool and temperate grassland. For pampas of Argentina and Uruguay is also another part of Chile. The production of wheat is so high in the pampas that the region is often referred to as a granary of South America. Granary. Now granary is like a storage of grains in. So granary of South America. So these 3 major crops has become a granary and they are cultivated in abundance over there. Maize. So for each crop requires what kind of climate, what kind of temperature and all is mentioned over here. So for growing maize, you require a warm climate with a moderate rainfall. So you require warm climate, and the second essential, that is moderate rainfall. It can be grown easily in the pampas. Maize is a native crop. Native means initial crop of South America. It has spread to other parts of the world from the continent. It is the chief food of the people living there. Chief food means a main food, you can say, of people living in South America. The next crop, that is rice, is grown chiefly in coastal Peru, tropical Brazil and Colombia. Other food crops of the continent are potato and mango. Mango is a tropical root vegetable also known as cassava. So previously I had mentioned that cassava is a root kind of crop group. Cash crops are generally, there are two types of crops, that is cash crops and commercial crops. Cash crops are cultivated in generally cultivated in large plantations. The main plantation crops of South America are coffee, sugarcane and banana. Brazil, Colombia and Peru are among the world's leading producers of coffee. So the three places, that is Brazil, Colombia and Peru. If you go to the political map, you will find out these three places and where you can point out and where there is coffee plantation or coffee growing in abundance. Large areas of the Brazilian highlands are under coffee cultivation. In fact, Brazil is the largest world producer of coffee. So Brazil is, if I say the world's largest producer of coffee, you can mark Brazil. Cocoa is grown in Brazil, Ecuador and Peru, and chocolate is made from cocoa beans. Now, cocoa beans, the children love chocolate, but it is prepared from cocoa beans. Now, initially when you eat that, it is bitter in taste, but coffee beans are used to prepare chocolates. Now, animal rearing. What is animal rearing? That is farming or cattle rearing, you can say, where animals are kept on the farm and they are utilized or they are used for a domestic purpose. Now, this is the secondary occupation of agriculture. Agriculture's subsidiary occupation is animal husbandry. Animal rearing is one of the most important activities of the people of South America. Extensive grasslands found, like those of Argentina, Brazil and Uruguay, are ideal for pastoral farming. Cattle are bred on large farms called as etaniskia, that is, such farms are called as ranches in North America. Cattle are bred for meat as well as for dairy products. Now, what are dairy products? The milk products. Rearing sheep for wool and mutton is also an important activity in the parts of Chile and in Argentina, mainly on the eastern slopes of the Andes. So now in the next lesson, we will be studying about the other part, that is minerals and industries, and the remaining part. So today's session are completed. So you all read the lesson till the page number 66. You all read and find out the important features and note it down. And there will be an assignment given to you all which you need to solve in your notebook. Thank you.